Okay, now on number 15, we have another conjunction here. 2 is less than x divided by 3 minus 5, which is less than 6. And again, we're going to separate this into two different problems. Our first one is going to be 2 is less than x divided by 3 minus 5. That's our first one. The second one is x divided by 3 minus 5 is less than 6. So again, first one is this portion of it. The second one is this portion of it. So starting over here on the left side, just like in an equation, we have to get all our numbers on one side and all our variables on the other. So I have a negative 5. To get rid of that, we add 5 to both sides. So I have a 7 is less than x divided by 3. Now before, 5's cancel out. Before, when we had 3x or 4x and we had to divide, now we have x divided by 3, which means we have to do the inverse. And the inverse of division is multiplication. So to get rid of this 3, we have to multiply by 3, which means we have to multiply by 3 on both sides. So over here, 3 times 7 is 21, which is less than, our 3's cancel out, x. So there's one side of the equation. Now we come over here to this side, and we got to do much the same. We've got to get the numbers on one side, the x on the other. So we have a negative 5, so we add 5 to both sides. And we have x divided by 3. 5's cancel out, is less than 6 plus 5 is 11. Again, when we have x divided by 3, the inverse of that is multiplication. So we have to multiply by 3. So we multiply by 3. Over here, the 3's cancel out to get a 1x is less than 11 times 3 is 33. And now we have to put it in all together. So we have 21 is less than x is less than 33 for our answer. And again, we graph that. I'm saying 21, 22, 23, all the way to 33. X is greater than 21, not equal to, so it's got an open circle. X is less than 33, not equal to, so an open circle. And our graph is everything in between. So that's number 15. Excuse me. So now number 16. I've got a negative 2x plus 7 is greater than 1, and a 4x plus 3 is greater than or equal to a negative 13. So here we have our conjunction, and it's already separated for us. We don't have to separate it, we just solve both sides. So on the first side, a negative 2x plus a positive 7, how do we get rid of a positive 7? We subtract 7. And we subtract 7 from both sides. So we have a negative 2x, 7's cancel out, is greater than a negative 7 and a positive 1. It's a negative 6. Now we have to divide by a negative 2. And we divide on both sides by a negative 2. So the negative 2's cancel out to a positive 1 and we get x. But whenever we're dividing by a negative, we flip the sign. So now x becomes less than a negative 6 divided by a negative 2 is a positive 3. So that's half of it. Now let's come to the other half. We had the 4x plus 3 is greater than or equal to a negative 13. So we have a plus 3. To get rid of a plus 3, we subtract 3. We subtract 3 from both sides. So we get a 4x. The 3's cancel out. Is greater than or equal to a negative 13 minus 3. Negative 16. We have 4x and we have to get down to a 4, so we divide by a 4. We divide by a 4 and x. We didn't divide by a negative, so the sign stays the same. X is greater than or equal to, and negative 16 divided by 4 is a negative 4. So now we can put this all together by saying negative 4 is less than or equal to x. Remember, x is bigger, but x is smaller than 3. So we started at negative 4. X is greater than or equal to a negative 4, so it's a closed circle. X is less than 3, open circle, and we graph everything in between. Now for number 17. I have 3 less than or equal to 2 times the quantity x plus 4 minus 3 less than 15. Again, another conjunction, but this one, just like the others before, we have to separate it out. So we get a 3 is less than or equal to 2 times x plus 4 minus 3, and that's the one. The other one is the 2 times x plus 4 minus 3 is less than 15. So we'll work this side first. We get 3 is less than or equal to, we're going to distribute 2 times our first term, which is x, 2x, 2 times our second term, which is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, then minus 3. So we have 3 is less than or equal to 2x, positive 8 minus 3 is 5. We have to get rid of 5. So we subtract 5 on both sides. 3 minus 5 is a negative 2, less than or equal to 2x, and 5 minus 5 is 0. We divide by 2 on both sides. A negative 2 divided by a positive 2 is a negative 1. Less than or equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1x. That's that side. Now on this side, again, we're going to distribute right off the bat. So 2 times the first term x is 2x. 2 times our second term, positive 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 8 minus 3 is less than 15. Now we have 2x. 8 minus 3 plus 5 is less than 15. Again, notice, because the middle section didn't change, those should be the same, and they are. So I have a positive 5. I'm going to get rid of positive 5 by subtracting 5. So that we get 2x. 5 minus 5 is 0. Less than 15 minus 5 is 10. I have to divide each side by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1x. X is less than 10 divided by 2 is 5. But again, we put it all together, so we get a negative 1, less than or equal to x, less than 5. And we graph it. Negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X is greater than or equal to a negative 1. So because it's greater than or equal to, it's closed hole. X is less than 5. So it's open hole. And it's greater than negative 1, but less than 5. So it's everything in between. Now number 18. We have 3 times x plus 7 is greater than or equal to 2 times 2x plus 8. This is just a regular old inequality, no conjunction, but we do have to distribute on both sides. So on the first side, we're going to distribute this 3. So 3 times our first term, x, becomes 3x. 3 times our second term, positive 7. 3 times 7 is 21. So that's that side. It's greater than or equal to. Here we're going to distribute our 2 across both terms. So 2 times 2x is 4x. And then 2 times 8, positive 8, is positive 16. So that's our other side. Now we just need to get our x's and our numbers on the same side. I'm going to move my x first, so I'm going to move a positive 3x by subtracting 3x. So 3x minus 3x is 0, and I have a 21 is greater than or equal to 4x minus 3x is 1x plus 16. Now I have to get rid of 16. So positive 16, I subtract 16. Subtract it from both sides. 21 minus 16 is 5, less than or equal to x, and our 16s cancel out. So x is less than or equal to 5. We would graph that. X less than or equal to 5, so it's a closed hole, and it's less than, so it's everything this way. Number 19, we have 4 minus 2 times x plus 1 less than 18. So again, we're going to distribute first. We have 4. Now, I'm going to distribute a negative 2 times x, our first term right here. So that's a negative 2x. And then a negative 2 times a positive 1. Negative 2 times a positive 1 is a negative 2, less than 18. Now we can simplify. Our 2 like terms right here, 4 and a negative 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2, minus 2x is less than 18. Now I need to get my numbers on the other side. So positive 2, subtract 2 from both sides, and I get a negative 2x is less than 16, 18 minus 2. And I divide by a negative 2, divide by a negative 2. That cancels out to 1x. Because we're dividing by a negative, we have to flip our sign. 16 divided by a negative 2 is a negative 8. So we get x is greater than a negative 8. And again, we graph that. Negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3. X is greater than a negative 8, so it's an open circle, and greater is this way. Okay, it looks like I've run out of time, so I will close here and do number 20 on the last video, which will not take very long. So go ahead and watch that last one as well.